Titanoboa. The Titanoboa was the largest snake that we know of to have ever lived. At more than 48 feet long and with a weight in excess of 1.5 tons, it was an absolute monster. They lived around 60 million years ago across South America and potentially beyond, and we know of it because of a remarkably well-preserved fossil that was discovered in an open-pit coal mine in Colombia. They were present in the region following the extinction event that wiped out the dinosaurs during a time that's of particular interest to researchers. It was when mammals started to develop, when South America was covered in forests far beyond what we can imagine today, and when a number of different species were supersized. Titanoboa was most likely the alpha predator, just like anacondas are today, and as a constrictor, it would have used its enormous size to overpower and eat anything that it wanted. It's thought that they would have spent most of their time in the water, where they would have been surprisingly agile and only gone onto land to lay eggs, or if they were particularly desperate for food. The fact that so many vertebrae and partial skull fossils have been found is also a testament to this snake's size and toughness, because very few snake remains last that long because of how fragile they are. The Titanoboa shows how cutthroat the prehistoric world was, and it's fortunate for us that there aren't any snakes anywhere near as large as this that are still around. Some researchers, however, believe it's quite possible that there could be an anaconda or a yet undiscovered species that are a similar size but has been able to remain hidden in the jungle. So you'd better keep an eye out just in case. Green anaconda. The green anaconda is the world's largest snake by its sheer weight. Measuring between 20 to 30 feet and weighing between 200 and 550 pounds, this snake is the longest and heaviest snake around today. They can be found in the freshwater streams, ponds, marshes, and swamps of the Amazon. Like alligators, their eyes and nostrils are located on the top of their head, allowing them to spot and stalk prey while remaining almost entirely hidden underwater. Plus, with their green color accompanied with black and yellow spots, they are naturally camouflaged. The green anaconda is a constrictor, and once it's got a hold of you, there is no escape. Its diet consists of pretty big animals, including wild pigs, capybara, deer, and they've even been seen eating jaguars. While attacks on humans are rare and there are few reported cases, green anacondas are easily capable of greatly harming a person, or worse. There are no verified instances of one actually eating a human, although it could happen since they eat stronger creatures. I mean, I just told you that someone saw one eating a jaguar. Just don't mess with them or catch them by surprise. Laothas cordeloides. The first fossils of the extinct Laothas cordeloides were found in 1857, but after those specimens were lost, it would be more than 150 years until more were found, and the truth behind this prehistoric monster was uncovered. A single vertebra was found near Thessaloniki in Greece in 2014, and it confirmed the existence of what is the largest known venomous snake to have ever lived. They roamed Europe around 4 million years ago and grew to up to 13 feet long. While this is about the same length as king cobras, the difference with the Laothas cordeloides was in its bulk, with the specimen whose vertebra was discovered being estimated to weigh as much as 57 pounds, triple that of the biggest venomous snakes that are around today. Even more amazing was the fact that this species was even able to reach this size in the cool grasslands of the region, because the larger reptiles today all live in the tropics, which allows more energy to be spent on growth instead of keeping warm. Brazilian anaconda. Anacondas can be found across South America and are the largest known snake species on Earth. They grow to such sizes because they rely on their muscular bodies to wrap around and squeeze the life out of their prey, and there is no creature in the rainforest that's safe from them. Usually they're found in shallow waters, waiting for potential prey to get close before they can pounce into action. But in 2016, a building crew in Brazil found one on their construction site, and it was a monster. They had just conducted a controlled explosion in some caves near a dam construction site, and saw that they had disturbed the giant anaconda, which was later measured to be 33 feet long, 3 feet thick, and weighed almost 900 pounds. The workers were so frightened by it that they put chains around it and lifted it on their crane, a move that was criticized by experts once the video was released. It's not entirely clear if the construction crew had deliberately killed the anaconda or if it had been injured during the explosion, but it's a shame that such a giant specimen wasn't allowed to continue on with its life. Cobra. King cobras are the longest venomous snakes in the world. They are also probably the world's most famous species of venomous snake because of their recognizable hoods, and they have played an important part in local Indian and Southeastern Asian cultures for thousands of years. Although they tend to avoid contact with humans, they will strike if they feel in danger, and they have enough venom to kill an adult elephant. Its venom can kill a human in about 15 minutes. They typically grow to around 12 feet long, but occasionally bigger ones are discovered. In 2019, a security guard on a housing estate in southern Thailand raised the alarm when he spotted the unmistakable shape of a king cobra slithering into a drain, but even he couldn't have known how big it was. A rescue group arrived, and it took them an hour to safely remove the snake, despite its considerable attempts to break free and slither down the storm drain. When they finally got hold of it, it was measured to be over 13 feet long and weighed 33 pounds. While it wasn't a record breaker, it was one of the biggest the rescue team had ever found, and is definitely not something you'd want to see sliding through town. The longest known king cobra measured almost 20 feet long, almost double their average size. These beautiful snakes are definitely to be admired and respected, hopefully from a distance. Eastern diamondback rattlesnake. Eastern diamondback rattlesnakes are native to the southeastern US and are one of the heaviest venomous snakes on the continent and easily the largest type of rattlesnake. Locals have long known to be careful around them because of their long fangs and potent venom, but sometimes you can't avoid them if they've strayed into town or into your home. In 2009, a homeowner from Tuscany Village in Florida spotted an eastern diamondback rattlesnake near Interstate 95 and immediately realized it was larger than any he had seen before. Typically, they grow to around 5.5 feet in length, but this one was much bigger. The photographs that were taken give a sense of false perspective that makes it look even bigger, and while some reports claimed it was 15 feet long, it was in fact just under 8 feet. Still, finding a highly venomous species of pit viper that's this size isn't a regular occurrence, and a local wildlife trapper was called to dispose of it to make sure everyone was safe. The longest of this species that's ever been found was just over 8 feet, so this one was definitely up there as one of the biggest ever seen. Malaysian Python. In 2016, workers on a construction site on the island of Penang in Malaysia spotted something moving beneath a fallen tree. They went to take a closer look and to their amazement found that it was an enormous reticulated python. It took more than half an hour to rescue the animal, which is estimated to be 26 feet long and weigh around 550 pounds, which would make it the largest snake to have ever been captured. Soon after the ordeal, however, it laid an egg and then stopped moving. It's thought the stress of the rescue, the attention it received once word had spread about its discovery, and the laying of the egg all stressed the snake so much that it died. Because of this, it was never fully measured and didn't enter the record books. But if one of this size was so easily found out in the open, it makes you wonder how much larger they can grow while remaining hidden in the undergrowth. Medusa. Medusa holds the world record for being the longest snake to ever be kept in captivity, and she was gigantic! Measuring 25 feet and 2 inches long and weighing 350 pounds, it required 15 people to hold her up at full length so she could be measured to qualify for the record. She's a reticulated python, a species that is native to Southeast Asia and has such an appetite that she's fed 40 pounds in weight of live rabbits, hogs, and deer every 2 weeks. And I mean a whole 40-pound deer in one sitting. She currently lives at the Edge of Hell haunted house in Kansas City and was given her title by the Guinness Book of World Records. Medusa likes to swim in her pool and will purr like a cat when she's happy or hiss when she's angry. Her handler, Larry Edgar, has been handling and raising snakes for over 30 years. He is all too aware of how dangerous a giant snake like this can be and is always on guard when she's out of her cage. He has been surrounded and knocked out by a python that was 7 feet shorter than her, and he knows how dangerous she could be if she wanted to. So far, she's been calm and predictable, unless she's hungry or annoyed. But aren't we all like that? When the haunted house purchased Medusa in 2004, she was only 24 inches long. It didn't take long for her to reach her gargantuan size, and there is no sign that she has stopped growing by the time she set the record. Black Mamba. Venomous snakes are usually a lot smaller than constrictors, but that doesn't mean that they can't grow to relatively enormous sizes. The black mamba is one of the most dangerous and fastest snakes in the world, slithering at speeds of up to 13 miles per hour. They are found across southern and eastern Africa. On the continent, more than 20,000 people die every year from snake bites, and the black mambas account for more of these fatalities than any other. They are large, aggressive, and their venom can kill you in about 20 minutes. Good news is there is an anti-venom. They are known for being the second longest venomous species with an average length of about 9 feet. Don't worry, I'll tell you what the first one is too. In 2018, a snake catcher in Murchison, South Africa found one that had far outgrown the normal size and was about 13.5 feet long. It had been hiding under the bed in the home of a terrified family, and the snake catcher said it was particularly angry and was very difficult to get under control. One wrong move could have spelled the end of his life, but fortunately he was able to get rid of it safely. And now for number 8, but first, it's shout-out time! Big shout-out to our subscriber Victor Greystoke II, who had bypass surgery, so everybody wish him a speedy recovery and hope to have him in tip-top shape soon. Floridian python. Burmese pythons are in theory native to Southeast Asia, however they also do extremely well in Florida, so now we all have to beware of the giant python invasion! Not that long ago, the Everglades were teeming with raccoons, possums, marsh rabbits, and other small critters invading trash cans and every now and again spotted as roadkill. But now the place seems eerily quiet. Why? Because most of those animals are now gone thanks to the Burmese python. Miami, Florida is a huge center for the exotic pet trade and used to import pythons by the thousands. But what did people do with their beloved snake once it got too big? Let it go into the wild to fend for itself. And it turns out that the Everglades is perfect. Pythons are very large snakes, growing up to 20 feet and weighing 200 pounds. Since they haven't been found in North America for millions of years, native wildlife probably didn't even know that they were scary. Nobody knows how many pythons are out there now, and they will eat practically anything that moves and have no natural predators. Biologists and bounty hunters are now wading deep into the Everglades to try to control this invasive species taking over the wetlands. They have attached tracking devices to males and follow them to track down females to prevent them from breeding. Last year in April 2019, a record-breaking female was discovered this way in the Big Cypress National Reserve. She was 17 feet long and weighed 140 pounds. At the time, she was carrying 73 eggs that were developing and, had they hatched, would have caused untold damage. Then, in October 2019, Orlando Weekly reported that another 18-foot snake was caught by Python Action team members Cynthia Downer and Jonathan Lopez, who wrangled in this large female, actually 18 feet 4 inches. And they said it was the largest ever caught by the team and the second largest to be caught in the wild. The number 1 spot goes to another snake that was reportedly 18 feet 8 inches.